Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sarah and Phil. What a great job Annabelle and Isaac did. Can I just ask for one more round of applause for those extraordinary students? Beautiful. And thank you, Uncle Michael. That was a beautiful welcome to country. I'd also like to recognize any current or former members of our armed services and thank you for your service to the country. And as today is Election Day back in the United States, I'd like to acknowledge the former political leaders who are here with us today, the Honorable Julie Bishop, the Honorable Helen Coonan, the Honorable Joe Hockey, Warren Mundine, the Honorable Christopher Pine, the Honorable Wyatt Roy, and the Honorable Santos Santoro. Thank you all for being with us today. And thank you most of all to the AmCham staff for the work they've done to put this evening together. I am truly privileged to lead such an extraordinary team of professionals. Laura Anderson, Rob LeBusque, Pascal Quester, and Anthony Pratt, thank you very much for your tremendous support. And kudos to Bridget Hart, our event producer. If anything goes wrong tonight, it's on me. She has been exceptional. Welcome, honored guests, partners, finalists. Good evening to members of the AmCham board and our Council of Governors. Welcome, everyone. Just before moving here in 2003, I read Bill Bryson's travel memoir, Notes from a Sunburned Country. In it, he wrote that Australia was a brilliant place to visit, but once you left, it basically ceased to exist. It was never mentioned in world media, except from the obligatory shark attacks and bushfire stories. And according to Bryson, Australia was a place of no consequence beyond its own shores. That clearly is no longer the case. We are now almost uniquely positioned to have a significant influence over global geopolitics. Australians need to understand this shift and tackle the necessary work. There are several key industries where AmCham sees business opportunities for America and Australia in the years ahead. These are also the technologies that our governments will rely upon to keep our region free and open. They are AI, biotechnology, digital economy, energy and clean technology, quantum, and space. Together with KPMG, AmCham has released a report that outlines the significant economic uplift possible if Australian enterprise and entrepreneurs seize the day. You can find copies on your table, or you can scan the QR code in the program for a digital copy. The time has come for us as allies to harness the power of the private sector and work together to accelerate progress in these key industries. The moment is now. It would be foolish to disguise the gravity of the situation, and history will not be kind to leaders who fail to prepare for what clearly lies ahead. The Morrison government started the AUKUS process. Prime Minister Albanese said he wants to accelerate it. He's been quoted as criticizing the gap between the rhetoric about defense capability and the actual capability delivered. As the Prime Minister said, you can't defend Australia with a press release. One of the key people driving Australia and the United States to prepare for the future has been AmCham's chairman, the Honorable Dr. Brendan Nelson, AO. He is the chairman and president of Boeing Australia, New Zealand, and Oceania, a medical graduate of Flinders University. He served as the youngest ever national president of the Australian Medical Association before being elected to federal parliament in 1996, representing the electorate of Bradfield with the motto, "Put your heart in it." He served as Minister for Education, Science, and Training, followed by Minister for Defense in the Howard government. He was elected leader of the Liberal Party and opposition in 2007, retiring from Parliament in 2009. That same year, Prime Minister Kevin Rudd reached across the political aisle to appoint Dr. Nelson as Australia's ambassador to the European Union, NATO, Luxembourg, and Belgium. He subsequently returned to Australia, where he was director of the Australian War Memorial for 7 years. In addition to being our chairman, he is also a director at the Australian Strategic Policy Institute and a board member of the U.S. Studies Center. Dr. Nelson is an officer of the Order of Australia, an AMA Gold Medalist, honorary life member of the RSL, and recipient of 3 honorary doctorates. He's patron of 9 charities. His interests are music, motorcycles, and tennis. This long and impressive bio tells you what he's done, but it doesn't tell you who he is. And since he will be leaving us soon to assume his new post in England, allow me just a moment to tell you who he is to me. Brendan is a captain who puts his heart into it. He's clear, unambiguous, demanding, and relentless at solving complex problems of consequence. Those who know Brendan know that his intellect is formidable. The rigor that I've seen him apply to all problems, big and small, is impressive. There's something singularly unique about his sensibility. Grounded in history, oriented towards the future, he's committed to producing enduring outcomes. I have found no wrinkles in his honesty. Brendan has a sense of duty, of obligation, that is not only very real, but also in stark contrast to some of the snollygosters of the day. At times, I can imagine Brendan would prefer for someone else to fulfill some of his many obligations. But from such responsibility, he never shrinks in fear, in self-interest, or in false humility. I've never seen him wobble. In our time working together, we've encountered weighty geopolitical complexities and very frustrating bureaucratic processes, yet he does not blink. He leans in with every ounce of energy he has every day. I've never seen anything like it. There's nothing in my life for which I am more grateful and prouder than the years I've served as his CEO. Please join me in welcoming the one and only Dr. Brendan Nelson.